So I get this question a lot. Where do I sit and how do I sit in front of the camera for this type of class? Right? Please look at this class a little bit differently than you do, let's say, a lecture class, right? Because we are asking you to connect with your audience, and as an audience member, we're asking you to connect with the speaker. So currently I'm in my sit down phase. My camera is at my eye level. I still have the opportunity to use my hands and I can sort of interact. My camera is not this close to my face, right? I also don't have some sort of like this action going on where you can see all of the chins that I don't want you to see. All right. So at the end of the day, if the more you can keep your computer up on a book and you're keeping it at eye level, that's going to really help both as an audience member and as a seated participant. Okay, so when you're presenting, I'm going to ask you to do something that some of you may be a little less comfortable doing. And I know it's not totally reflective of what you would do in the office. I do realize that. But for this class, when you're presenting your presentations, I am asking you to stand. It will allow you to have a larger or a wider range of movement with your hands. For those of you who have foot issues or you're stepping around, it's going to come up a little bit and we can work on that together. And it will just overall add to the engagement. So no, I do not need you to stand for all of the class. That's crazy. But when you're presenting as a team, I am going to ask you to do that.
This gives you an idea of my setup. I have a computer up pretty high. I have lighting, which of course you don't need, but I'm trying to be as professional as possible for you folks, and some sort of background that's in no way, a problem for the video. This happens to be a closet, right, that I'm using. So in any event, this is the setup I'm using just to give you an idea. If you don't have a table or books or something like that, a bookshelf works really well as well. This is pretty much eye level for me when I put my camera there. So just a couple things to think about in order to get your view where you want it to be.
Again, the one thing I'm asking you not to do is this, right? Because now you're presenting down, right? There is absolutely nothing realistic about this experience because we never present looking down at the floor, which is exactly what this is having you do. It also makes your chin go like this and look kind of funny. Again, you can see all of my chins, which nobody wants to see. As you get older, you'll all realize that that's not a good thing. And more importantly than any of that, it changes your whole dynamic, right? Like I'm not going to emote. I'm not going to have particular energy. My whole stance and movement changes, and this is just not a way to go. And as an audience member, if you're sitting down and you're watching someone else present, or you're in class, or someone's making a comment, or whatever, it is really important for you to be on the screen. First off, we want you to share your video, but more importantly, we want you to be engaged with the speaker as they're speaking. Look into the camera, nod your head occasionally. If you're in a smaller group, acknowledge people's statements, right? Like have a normal conversation and don't just mute yourself out. It's really not ideal. And the more we can actually be a community online versus just passive participants on a video, the better. So again, look in the camera, smile, nod your head every once in a while, give some indication that you're listening. It will really help both me and, of course, your teammates as they're presenting and you're in your groups together.